There's this whole Ozempic Face thing that has been freaking people out. Ozempic literally everywhere. Instagram feed, group chats, and probably your family dinner conversations. I've been getting so many DMs asking, is it real? Is it permanent? And honestly, what the hell is actually going on?
Tall, short, skinny, fat, Gigi, Giselle, Miranda, Chanel, you gotta get back. You gotta get back on that model's diet. That model's diet. That model's diet.
Hello, I'm your host, Nina Daniels, and welcome back to Models Diet Podcast, your go-to source for the latest and most intriguing trends in self-care. Before we go any further, if you are loving Models Diet Podcast, the best way you can show your love and support is by subscribing, liking, and commenting. You are our community, and we want to hear from you. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, which hopefully you haven't, or maybe hiding in a social media detox yurt in Bali, you have definitely heard about Ozempic. And I mean, Ozempic literally everywhere, not just the commercials. It's like, how does this commercial go? I hear it all the time. That commercial's in my head all the time. And of course, I can't remember it right now. I need to hear this. I'm going to go nuts.
People with type 2 diabetes are excited about the potential of once-weekly Ozempic.
Ozempic. But that commercial comes on. That commercial comes on all the time. I hear it all the time. I knew that song before Ozempic was even a thing. I had no idea what that drug was used for, but that is one of those jingles that you will never forget. Literally, you have to be living under a rock if you have not heard Ozempic, or at least the jingle to Ozempic, even if you didn't know what it was. But your Instagram feed, your group chats, and probably your family dinner conversations, there has to be, I would say, probably 3 out of 5 people have tried it. Whether they want to admit to it or not, they have tried it. And then there's this whole Ozempic Face thing that has been freaking people out. I mean, I've been getting so many DMs asking, is it real? Is it permanent? And honestly, what the hell is actually going on? So today, I'm going to break it all down. So we're talking about what dermatologists, professional doctors are actually seeing, not just what's trending on TikTok. So pour yourself some green juice, champagne, bone broth, or an oat milk latte, whatever your choice is. So let's get straight to it. What is Ozempic Face really? Let's start with the obvious question that everyone's asking. What is it? What is Ozempic Face? I've heard of Ozempic, of course, and I've heard like people lose a lot of weight in a short period of time being on the drug. Like I know minimal about it. I know like you go up in doses over a certain period of time. By the end of this episode, we're going to talk about, would you model or bottle this trend, Ozempic, whether we should, latch onto it. Ozempic is challenging for me, one, because, I'm super weak when it comes to drugs, but I will explain later on in this episode why, in my take on Ozempic, whether it's something that I would try or not. But the whole Ozempic Face thing actually started with a dermatologist in New York. His name is Dr. Paul Jared Frank. He basically noticed that patients were coming to him in the droves after losing massive amounts of weight on Ozempic, and they were not happy. They hated how their faces looked. Instead of looking like their best selves, they suddenly looked older. And this is, okay, it's not just Ozempic that people are experiencing this. I hear that people who have that gastric bypass surgery are also experiencing this as well. So this is not an isolated thing. But some of the things that they say are happening when they lose this massive weight quickly, the whole point of losing weight is to feel better about yourself, to look better, to look younger. But unfortunately, the Ozempic Face is having people look like droopy dogs. Like, those droopy dog with the saggy cheeks, deflated cheeks, skin that looks really loose, and tired looking eyes, which is the antithesis of what we are trying to achieve. So Dr. Frank started calling it the Ozempic Face, and the name just actually stuck. But it perfectly captured what people were feeling and experiencing. What's actually happening when you're losing weight so quickly, and GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, can make you lose weight really fast. But your face changes too. Facial fat isn't just extra weight you want to get rid of. It's actually structural. And I mean, we've seen this all the time, not just with Ozempic. I always feel like women over 60, when they are super skinny, their bodies just look malnourished. Because on Miles Diet Podcast, we want to be healthy from the inside out. So clearly, something is going on, this rapid weight loss, that many people, not everybody, but a good number of people are getting these results, which therefore we have this name, this term, the Ozempic Face. Dr. Joshua Zeichner, the director of cosmetic research at Mount Sinai, explains it like this. The fat in your face acts like little cushions that keep your skin looking smooth and full. When those cushions disappear too quickly, your skin doesn't have time to bounce back. So you end up with sagging or hollow-looking areas. And here's the thing that really puts it into perspective. Dr. Dindy Engelman points out that this isn't actually new. It's not a new thing, and it really isn't. I already said to you before, I have seen this look on people many, many times. So I don't know if it's from them just not eating or using weight loss drugs or whatever it is. I've seen this look many, many times. So she says the same thing I'm saying. Look whenever someone loses weight super quickly, whether it's from Ozempic, some crazy crash diet, or even bariatric surgery. I started bariatric surgery as well. It shows up in their face. The drug makes it happen faster and more dramatically. So what do experts recommend you actually do if this happens to you? Because really, that's all we care about. Look, we want to lose weight quick, but how the hell do we look good while we're doing it? How do we bounce back from this? Dr. Frank's advice is pretty simple. Slow down. But nobody wants to hear that. Okay, that's horrible advice, but probably accurate advice. But who wants to slow down? If you're losing weight gradually, your skin has time to adjust. Dr. Engelman talks about supporting your skin while you're losing weight. Things like using products with peptides, retinol, and vitamin C, or getting treatments like microneedling to help boost collagen production. Also, you can get collagen from broth, beef broth, chicken broth, injections, but I do believe, okay, I'm glad he's talking about all these other things that we can do in order to keep our skin taut and tight and nice. So there's other things. If you want quicker results, there are other options. What we want to hear, ding, 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 like fillers, laser treatments, or like old therapy that can help restore volume. And Dr. Zeichner always reminds people about the basics. Hydrated skin always looks better, period. Water. Why water is important. We need to do an episode on just water. Have we done an episode on water? I know we did it on lemon water, but water in general is super, super important. Let's make sure we link that episode on lemon water right here so you can go take a look and understand why water is so important. Hydration is important. That means drinking water and using moisturizers with ingredients like hyaluronic acid. These are super important. The bottom line, Ozempic Face is real. So what I'm thinking is, if you know you're going to start taking Ozempic, what I would do is I would make sure I would start some of these treatments from the beginning. I would start the treatments at the same time as I start Ozempic, just to avoid that Ozempic Face that could happen. And you might not have to wait, you lose the weight, you start sagging, now you got to spend the time trying to build your face back up. If you do it simultaneously, maybe it can lessen the impact of that saggy, sad-looking skin. The bottom line is Ozempic Face is not an emergency. It's not a medical emergency. It's really about how quickly the weight comes off your face. And we already talked about it. There are definitely ways to manage it. So what if you're not taking the shot? It's time to talk about the other side of this, and we don't really talk about the other side of this. This is the gold right here. What happens if you actually lose weight the old-fashioned way? Now, if you remember what that is, I'm going to tell you. Here's how GLP-1 drugs work. They basically turn down the volume on your hunger signals. That's why people can lose weight so dramatically and quickly. But Dr. Robert Lustig, who's an endocrinologist, makes a really good point. The drug suppresses your appetite, but it doesn't actually teach you how to eat better or live healthier. And you're not learning new habits around food, exercise, or sleep. So when people stop taking it, yeah, the weight comes back. What about the side effects? Has a drug even been around long enough for us to know what the real side effects or long-term side effects will be? The side effects don't get nearly as much attention as the before and after photos on TikTok and Instagram. But the FDA and Cleveland Clinic list some pretty common ones: nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, and bloating. Some people deal with fatigue or their taste buds change. The lifestyle approach is obviously different. When you're getting enough protein, you're actually preserving muscle while you're losing weight, which prevents your face from looking gaunt and keeps your metabolism working properly. You know what I'm thinking too? If you're doing Ozempic, probably a keto or carnivore diet along with that, since there's a good amount of protein in both of those diets, is probably something you should adopt while you are doing this. It's just my thoughts. And strength training isn't just for people to get jacked, to have that six pack. It helps maintain your muscle mass, bone density, and postures as you're slimming down. Also, take care of your gut health. We've talked about this in numerous episodes. Fiber, probiotics, and staying hydrated, all of that makes the whole process easier on your body. And please, please, please do not underestimate sleep. I don't think we've done an episode on sleep yet. And I think we need to. We got to check into that, because would you guys like to see an episode on sleep? Please just go ahead and hit me up in the comments and let me know. When you're not getting enough rest, it messes with your hunger hormones and makes weight loss so much harder. I'll tell you guys, even beyond me having autoimmune issues, I think a part of me gaining weight myself was because, like I said, I got married and my husband's a snacker. I was not a snacker before. So I noticed that I would be always snacking, which, you know what it does? It makes you want to keep snacking and snacking and snacking. So my hunger hormones were really, really off. And you know what? The old-fashioned way, that lifestyle doesn't give you Instagram-worthy overnight results like Ozempic or an injection might, but the changes tend to be smoother and more sustainable. Plus, you avoid what experts are now calling Ozempic rebound, where people gain the weight back once they stop it, which is why for me, this is a tough one. Like, how long are you supposed to stay on the drug? How long are you supposed to stay in it for life? I think if you're not adopting, a really good diet, hydrating, sleeping, really watching that while you are going along through this process could be really tough. So in a way, Ozempic is like a shortcut. But building healthy habits is like having assurance that your results and how good you feel will actually last. So what does this mean for real life? So where does this leave all of us regular people? Whether you're taking the medication or not, most experts seem to agree on this. How sustainable your approach is matters way more than how fast you lose the weight or how fast you see results. Dr. Alejandro Younger, who created the CLEAN program, talks about the 80-20 rule. Eat clean and balance 80% of the time and leave the other 20% for actually living your life. Because joy and flexibility are part of being healthy too. And I think this is where I struggle with in my own lifestyle, because I was thin most of my life. But I know when I was in LA, I wouldn't say I was the most fun. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, still don't smoke, but I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't really do anything. And I'm not gonna say my life was boring, but it's a little bit more fun to be able to engage in things with when you want. I'm still not a big drinker, and right now I'm not even drinking at all, because focusing on my health is really important. But I feel like I'm one of those all or nothing type of people. I think he's talking to me about me, and a lot of us are in the same boat. I'm either eating super, super, super clean and sticking with that, or I'm just willy-nilly. So I think finding that balance, that 80-20% rule, it's easy theoretically, but in practice can be a challenge for all of us. Melanie Grant, a facialist, tells her clients, Consistency beats clutter. Oh, I like that. Consistency beats clutter. Don't trace every single trend you see on TikTok, like we talk about every single trend that we see on TikTok and Instagram. Pick 4 or 5 really good products and actually use them consistently. And Dr. Barbara Stern says something I absolutely love. Recovery is part of training. Now, as a former D1 athlete, I can tell you, I agree with this because you have to recover. Rest days. We can't say this enough. Getting enough sleep. Lymphatic drainage. I just had a lymphatic drainage massage the other week after my car accident. And when I tell you, I felt so much better after it. Even meditation. These aren't luxuries. They're like literally maintenance to maintain your mind and body. So here's what it comes down to. Focus on balance, not extremes. That 80-20 rule really works for everything. Food, skincare, and even how you approach wellness content online. So invest in fewer, better things instead of trying everything at once. Like, I love my facialist. You guys know that I love Glow by Tomoko. Tomoko-san, I use her products. I can catch up with her, whether it be New York or in Tokyo. I know she's also in Dubai. I haven't been to Dubai yet. But if I was in Dubai and she was there, I'm definitely getting a facial. And just remember that recovery and rest are just as important as the active stuff that we do, like going to the gym, going to Pilates. All of it matters. Lifting weights. Ozempic Face might be trending now. But at the end of the day, lifestyle face is what we want to achieve. And that kind of face comes from being hydrated, well rested, and genuinely healthy. And that's what lasts. So, guys, I want to hear from you. Would you model or bottle this trend, Ozempic? And for me, I can tell you I'm not going on Ozempic. And the reason being, I think it's great for certain people because let me tell you something. If losing weight saves your life because obesity, diabetes, or what else, you're fighting any of these things, do take the drug. And I'm not a doctor. Don't take anything I'm saying as the gold standard. Or Nina said, I'm not a doctor. I didn't say shit. But what I am going to say is if it helps you be a better person and helps you be healthier, good for you, go for it. I personally cannot do Ozempic because I know that once I stop that drug, I'm going to go right back to some, crazy habits. Once I get my hunger back, it has to be a lifestyle change. Like when I was in LA and I was skinny, it was a lifestyle thing for me. I was hiking all the time, doing Pilates 4 days a week with Sebastian at Pilates Plus. I was doing this every day, no matter what. This is what my weeks were, week in, week out. That about wraps it up for us. I want to hear from you. Would you model or bother this? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. You don't have to agree with me. I would just love to hear what your experience is with Ozempic. Have you ever had Ozempic Face, and what did you do to make it better? Did it get better, or are you just stuck with that saggy dog face look? Let me know. Don't forget to check out my blog, modelsdietpodcast.com, and to go deeper in the conversation and find related links. If you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, comment, just talk to us. We want to hear from you. Communicate. We want you. Your points of view are just as important as mine. And if there's any topics you want us to cover, please go ahead and let us know. And if you're on Apple or Spotify, go ahead, scroll down, give us those 5 stars and leave us a review. It is the way it helps us keep going. So at the end of the day, let's all try to avoid Ozempic Face. I love you guys. Until next time, G-string unit. We out.